You probably think the Northern Cardinal notices you for only a second. A flash of red on a fence, a quick movement near the feeder, a bright bird disappearing into the bushes behind your house, somewhere in suburban America. But that is not really what is happening, because cardinals are constantly watching, quietly, carefully, measuring distance, measuring sound, measuring patterns. And over time, something unusual begins to happen. They start learning you. At first, they treat you like every other large creature in their environment. Unpredictable, potentially dangerous, a moving force that could interrupt feeding, threaten shelter, or suddenly approach too closely.
That is why the moment you open your back door, the cardinal immediately reacts. Its body stiffens slightly. Its head tilts. Its eyes lock onto your movement before you even notice the bird is there. To the cardinal, survival depends on reading tiny changes in the world around it. But if you continue appearing without causing harm, the bird slowly updates its judgment. Not emotionally in the human sense, biologically. The nervous system of the cardinal begins categorizing you differently. Your footsteps become familiar. Your voice becomes part of the environment. Even the sound of your sliding door or the vibration of your porch steps can become recognizable signals. And that is where trust quietly begins.
Most Americans never notice the transition because it happens gradually. One day, the bird flies away the instant you appear. A few weeks later, it waits another second before leaving. Then, another. Eventually, the cardinal may remain on the fence while you refill the feeder only a few feet away. Its heart is still racing. Its muscles are still prepared for escape. But something important has changed. You are no longer treated as an immediate threat. And when that happens, the behavior of the bird changes in ways almost nobody notices. A cardinal that trusts its environment spends less energy on panic. Instead of constantly scanning for danger, it devotes more attention to feeding, grooming, and communication. You may suddenly notice the bird lingering longer in your yard during the early morning. It may choose branches closer to your home. Sometimes it will continue cracking seeds while you sit outside drinking coffee before work. That small moment feels ordinary to you. To the bird, it represents a calculated biological decision. The most fascinating part is how aware cardinals remain, even during trust. Unlike pets, wild birds never completely surrender caution. Their survival systems stay active every second. If a hawk shadow crosses the lawn, the cardinal reacts instantly. If an unfamiliar person enters the yard, its posture changes again. Trust does not erase fear. It simply lowers the level of alarm enough for coexistence to happen.
And coexistence is exactly what many Americans accidentally build with backyard birds. Think about your own routine. Maybe you leave for work at the same time every morning. Maybe you water plants in the evening. Maybe your dog walks across the same section of grass every day. Cardinals observe all of it. Their brains constantly track patterns because predictable environments are safer environments. The bird does not understand your job, your schedule, or your personal life, but it understands repetition. And repetition creates familiarity. That is why cardinals sometimes appear to recognize specific people. In reality, they are recognizing behavior. The elderly man who quietly refills feeders every morning. The woman who reads on the patio every afternoon. The child who sits calmly near the garden instead of chasing birds across the lawn. Cardinals remember which humans create stability and which humans create chaos.
You can actually see this trust in the way a cardinal moves. Nervous birds make sharp, explosive movements. Trusted environments produce softer behavior. The bird hops instead of fleeing. It spends longer selecting seeds. It sings more confidently from exposed branches instead of hiding deep inside shrubs. During spring mornings across neighborhoods from Ohio to Texas, male cardinals often sing loudly near homes they consider relatively secure. Their songs are not random background noise. They are territorial signals, communication, and biological confidence expressed through sound.
And strangely, humans respond too. There is something deeply calming about seeing a cardinal remain nearby without fear. Maybe because modern American life feels so loud, rushed, and disconnected that even a tiny moment of quiet trust with a wild animal feels meaningful. You sit outside after a stressful day, hear the soft metallic chirp of a cardinal in the trees, and for a moment, the world slows down. The bird does not know your problems, yet its presence changes your attention anyway. That connection becomes even stronger during winter. When snow covers lawns and trees become bare, the red feathers of a cardinal almost look unreal against the white landscape. And during those colder months, birds become more selective about safe feeding areas because survival becomes harder.
A backyard that consistently provides food, water, and calm conditions can become part of the bird's survival strategy. Not ownership, not friendship in the human sense, but recognition, reliability, predictability. And maybe that is the secret most people never realize. Wild birds are not simply passing through your life unnoticed. They are constantly evaluating the world around them, including you. Every quiet morning on the porch, every handful of seeds scattered across the yard, every calm movement near the garden becomes information stored inside a nervous system built entirely around survival. So the next time a northern cardinal remains on the fence while you step outside, pay attention. That moment is not random. Somewhere inside that tiny body, millions of years of instinct are deciding that your presence is safe enough for the bird to stay just a little longer. And in a world where wild creatures trust almost nothing, that small decision is far more extraordinary than most people understand. And once you understand that, even a silent cardinal watching from a branch can completely change the feeling of your backyard forever.